Good day, everyone. Welcome to today's workshop on Work Study Program Info Session for faculty and staff, specifically for the summer 2024 cycle. Before we go into the specifics of the program and what we have to offer to you, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the land that we are on today. And before we begin this workshop, by not acknowledging the land we're on, which has been cared for by the Wendat, the Seneca, and most recently the Mississaugas of Credit, I need to ensure that you know that I'm a settler here. And although we are located on different lands as of today, we do want to also remember our brothers and sisters who welcomed all of us as settlers to this land, who have given us the opportunities to share this land, and also for the opportunities we have here to support our students at the university with programming like the work study opportunities that allow students to expand on their skills, competencies, and the way for them to grow their career opportunities in the future. This wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the Indigenous people of this land here on Turtle Island. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to work here and be able to work side by side with all of you today. Today, on this call, you have myself. My name is Jason John. My pronouns are he, him. I'm the Assistant Director for Employer Relations and Marketing. I'm joined here by my colleague, Jose.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you all for having me today and having this opportunity to share this valuable information. My name is Jose. I work at the UTM Career Center along with my colleague, Jason. I support the role of Business and Operations Coordinator, and I also provide information and support to the work study program here at UTM.
Thank you for the introduction, Jose. Today, as part of this information session on the work study program, during our time together, we will be covering the following topics, such as what is the work study program? What are the different type of work study streams? Program eligibility, key dates and deadlines, which are probably super important, and I'm sure you'll want to know what those are. How do you go about submitting work study positions, your responsibilities as a supervisor, some of the learning expectations, last but not least, the learning and development opportunities, I would say both for the students as well as for yourself. So about the work study program, the work study program is a paid on-campus opportunity where students get the opportunity to expand on skills and competencies outside of the classroom. So they're getting great academic theoretical knowledge, but the opportunity to be able to translate that into practical skills is what allows the work study program to be so valuable for our students here on campus. There are about 5,000 placements that we have annually, but specifically here at UTM, we have about 800 positions that are available. And those experiences can both be the work experience-based type of opportunities where you can learn skills, being an event assistant, by helping out in other areas that are very practical, or there's the research experience opportunities, and we'll talk about that a little bit further, but these programs are specifically offered twice a year in the fall and winter, and then again in the summer. Just to help us understand what will the acronym for Work Integrated Learning means, it's basically a form of experiential education that allows those students to tie their academic studies with some real practical workplace type settings, and they can learn to engage and work with others, focus on building some of those new skills and competencies that they may not have had before, and of course get some deep insights into some areas of interest for them from a work standpoint. As mentioned earlier, there are two streams that are available here on campus. There's the work experience stream, and the objective is supporting students in being able to develop and articulate workplace skills, competencies, gain some cool experiences, and knowledge that they might not always get in the classroom, but they do get by working with others in a specific department or area. This is supervised by a staff member, a faculty, or a librarian. On the other hand, we do also have the research experience stream. The objective here is to support students in locating and participating in faculty-led research opportunities. These are specifically supervised by our faculty members. And some of the common elements of both the work experience as well as the research experience stream is there's opportunity for reflective practice as well as career exploration. Now, to become a supervisor and the eligibility behind a supervisor, you must be a University of Toronto faculty or staff member who is on campus for the duration of this position. PhD candidates and staff members who are employed on casual or short-term contracts are not permitted to hire or supervise work-study students. Prior to submitting work-study positions, please confirm that you also have the funding approval from your department, which is also a very important piece to this. Yeah, with regard to student eligibility, in terms of the student being available or to be able to take part in this, they must have a summer course load requirement of at least half a credit in either of the summer sessions. Graduate students must be registered for the summer session to avail of this as well. Students must be located near the campus of employment, and students are required to be located in a geographical proximity to the applicable university premise as an employment condition. Students can only accept one work-study position per term. Please note, students do not have to be OSAP eligible to apply for the work-study positions. So the most important part are what are the dates that we need to be aware of? So there are key dates and deadlines for the summer 2024 work-study cycle. The dates were shared in the launch email. They'll be seen here in this video. I'm not going to go through each one of these dates, but some of the most important pertinent ones you want to submit your work-study positions, which opened up last week, January 29th, and will be ongoing till February 25th. As you know, there'll be a review done of these positions between February 25th and March 22nd. There's also going to be some deadlines for supervisors to look at these roles, which is also on March 27th. And most important thing that you'll want to note, April 1st is the approval date. And then, of course, the hiring period when you're interviewing students is from April 2nd to May 31st. And employment starts first day of classes in spring, right up till August 16th, 2020. 2024. I'm now going to pass it on to my colleague Jose to continue conversing with us about submitting a work study position.
Yes, thank you, Jason. So now let's talk about the process of submitting your work study position. The first step is make sure you have contacted your business or financial officer and you have confirmed that you have funding for this position. Uh, in your conversation with your business officer, make sure that they provide you with the financial information system coding, the FIS codes, as many business officers and financial officers know about this information. And it consists of a cost center or an internal order that normally has a 5 to 6 digit code, and it goes in combination with your fund center, which is 6-digit codes. For some positions, they might be funded from a grant. So in this case, you will also require a fund code. So please make sure that your business officer, financial officer, they provide you with these FIS codes so you can add them into the job posting before you submit them. Another important piece of information is make sure that you have already defined the position title before you submit it, and determine the number of vacancies. We know that for each position, we can submit up to 4 vacancies. So make sure that also you have funding for this position. So when you connect with your business officer, financial officer, mention, I'm planning to hire between 1 to 4 students. So this is an important information also for the confirmation of funding. Before you start, we always recommend also to have a job description handy because this will make it easier for you to complete the form in the Career and Co-Curricular Learning Network System, also known as CLNX. Important also to select the relevant competencies, the relevant co-curricular record competencies, and you select up to 6 of these competencies. To submit the position, go log in with your user ID and password into the CLNX system, and then follow the path work study jobs, and then click post new jobs. So with this in mind, let's think about our responsibilities as supervisors. Once we are ready to hire, to go to have our work study students come and work for this project, ensure that hiring forms are processed by the business officer in the university's registrar's office hub, and business officers will process this form in within 24 hours, between 24 hours and 72 hours business hours. You will receive an auto approval email that confirms this the student is eligible to participate in the work study program. We also recommend, as part of your supervisor responsibilities, to make sure that you provide appropriate training, onboarding, and supervision when you hire the students. Remember that work study is part of a process of developing a mentor-mentee relationship. So it is very important for students to feel welcome and properly trained, and understanding also the job that they will be performing. You can also support your students by working with the professional development workbook, which is a great opportunity for the student to journalize their path through this through this program cycle. Ensure students understand their duties, hours of work, and performance. And important, students are not supposed to work more than 15 hours per week. Because, of course, these, as my colleague Jason mentioned earlier, these are on-campus paid positions. It is very important for the work study student to connect with your business officer or payroll officer for the submission of their timesheets, and make sure that these timesheets are reviewed and approved by you, the supervisor, before they are processed in the human resources and information system. Another important responsibility as supervisors of a work study student is to make sure that students are paid promptly. For our next section of our info session today, let's talk about learning opportunities. What is it? What are students going to get as a learning opportunity from the work study program? It is from the very beginning, it is important to set learning goals. What career skills are students going to develop during this work opportunity? It is important for students to complete a self-assessment and a supervisor evaluation. The self-assessment is important so they know where they're at and how they see themselves. And the evaluation from the supervisor is an important piece because it provides feedback to the student about how they're performing in their work. During their first term in the work study program, students are required to receive at least 2 hours of training organized by their department. We might ask ourselves, so what is the value of goal setting at the very beginning of the program? So goal setting provides a clear path for students to understand how those competencies that they will earn in the CCR at the end of their work study contract, how are they going to acquire these career skills? And a study conducted by the work study program determined that 33% of students were more likely to strongly agree with the following statements compared to students who received no learning support from their supervisors. Some of these statements are, my work study provided me with meaningful work experience. Meaningful work experience means that there's a level of satisfaction in the student with completing the job and that they were learning and they feel that their career skills have growth and that in the future they can transfer them to future career path. Another statement that the students agreed was, I felt involved and well utilized at my job, meaning that they feel part of the group, they felt included, and they feel that they were participating in meaningful work for them. So these are some of the important aspects about learning to set goals from the setting learning goals from the very beginning. In terms of using the work study e-modules and the professional development workbook, they go hand in hand, and we recommend that e-modules could be used as a form of training at the very beginning to provide orientation to the student and to the work environment where they are going to perform their jobs. And in terms of a professional development workbook, we like to think of the professional development workbook as a journal, as a way for students to write down and leave evidence of the career, of the skills that they have acquired through the experience that they have developed and that they have been acquired throughout this journey. We're now going to talk about resources that the UTM Career Center has to offer you as a work study supervisor. The Career Center office offers appointments, e-modules, online resources. The first of these, the appointments, we offer one-to-one appointments, private and confidential appointments to assist you with your questions about the work study program. These appointments are offered remotely, so you can choose your preferred platform, either MS Teams or Zoom, to connect with us. My colleague Jason will now talk to you about the e-modules.
All right. Thank you so much, Jose. And so the e-modules is a great opportunity for students to be able to uh, gain some insight and learning on different topics. And so there's a number of them that they can look into. And so some of the samples that we have are asking great questions, networking in the workplace, professionalism 101. Now, they don't have to take all of these offerings. If they feel there's one or two that they could use, go ahead and suggest to them. If you feel like they could use all eight, or you want to provide them that professional development opportunity, feel free to suggest it. So, for example, I always enjoy the networking in the workplace. You never know, 5 years from now, that student may have networked with another work study student in the work setting there, and they now rely on each other for future career opportunities, or they've become great professionals and peers that they can leverage each other for professional conversations, or just relying on each other to support them. Business communications is another great way for students to learn about etiquette in putting together an email communication, being able to connect with others in a group setting, whether it's a team meeting or a one-to-one. These are some important takeaways for students. Diversity and inclusion in the workplace. I mean, it's so important for a student to understand how they can get their voice heard and feel included in the long term of that work study program. And of course, disability in the workplace, some disabilities are easily recognizable from an individual, but there are those invisible ones as well. And having a student being able to share that with you in a safe environment is one of the important takeaways that a student can get from these kind of workshops. Back to you.
Thank you, Jason. Additional online resources that the Career Center has to offer are online support with the Career and Co-Curricular Learning Network system. It's an opportunity for us to provide you any support in terms of troubleshooting. Again, these are remote appointments that you can book with us, and you can select your preferred method, which is your preferred platform, which is either MS Teams or Zoom. In terms of career services, Tri-Campus resources, we want to share with you that our colleagues from will be sending you communications about important offerings they will have for supervisors. They will provide workshops on the side of equitable and inclusive hiring. They have supervising for success, creating meaning and impact through learning goals. And for students, there will be various workshops being offered, such as a number of information sessions to promote the program and optimizing your work study experience throughout learning goal sessions. These sessions will be generally offered virtually. However, we're making some plans for in-person opportunities. Jason,
All
what
right.
are those important dates for us to keep
Yeah,
in
thanks a
mind?
lot, Jose. I was gonna say, like, you could pretend I'm standing on a mountaintop yelling this out, but once again, very important dates for you to remember as a supervisor. February 25th, 2024 is the last day to submit your work study job postings in CL next. So February 25th, do remember that date.
And so if you wish to contact us, we're providing you your campus representative work study contact information. If you are working at the St. George campus, please contact our colleague, Luisa, through the utsgws@utoronto.ca. If you are working at the Scarborough campus, you can contact our colleague Wendy through the aaccs.utsc@utoronto.ca. And with that in mind, Jason,
Yeah, and thank you all for taking a moment to visit this space and place to learn about your role as a supervisor in the work integrated learning program, the work study program that we have on offer. I just wanted to thank you for your time and your patience to hear all the information that Jose and I shared. But with that said, from my side, I do wish you a fantastic day ahead, and all the best in your work study semester that's coming up. Jose?
Thank you so much, Jason, and thank you all for taking the opportunity to see this info session. Um, it is a pleasure to assist you, and from the UTM Career Center, please contact us if you need any further support with any career development needs for your work study students, or if you require any support as a work study supervisor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.